When trying to build a V, you may notice that you come across a case where your centers are set up like this, with this one being solved, and your edges can be solved with L, U prime R, and that'll solve your V. And that's the same as doing this one flip case, like this. And what you might notice about that is that this edge will be flipped and these two edges won't change. So you can use that information to force a better L4E case. In this case, if I just did it like this, I get a pretty bad case. But if I want to preserve this solved edge and say flip this edge, I get an insert. Or if I want to flip this edge, I'll get a sledge, and that last move of it will actually cancel. So that makes it a lot easier to find good solutions when you look out for stuff like that, because all I really needed to track in that case was this piece, and that was about it, because I knew this would all remain how it is and this would just solve the V because this is a common pattern. So I just do that and that. Another example of this trick being used is when you have this case, and while you can solve your V in 2 moves, you might end up getting a really bad L4E case. What you can do is the same algorithm, but you can flip an edge to force a better case. So in this case, I'll flip this edge, and that gives me a much better case while only adding 1 extra move. For this 2-move V case, you can also just do that while forcing a better V case. So for example, whenever you see that you have a bar like this and you can do LR, that'll solve it. And same thing with the mirror, if you wanted to solve that and you did R prime L prime, that would solve it. So you can use that information to help you force better L4E cases as well. Instead of doing this or from here, if you did it from here, you'd get a sledge. In this scramble, we can solve our yellow V with R prime, U prime, L prime, and it'll give us this case. Here, there's not an easy way to force L3E, so what the next best thing to do is to force a better L4E case. If I do this case, I can do ML4E, but it's not the best algorithm, so I'd most likely have to rotate. If I did this, I get this case, which is pretty good, but again, I need to rotate. However, if I flip this edge, it'll preserve this bar and this edge, giving me a really nice ML4E case.